Hey everybody, this is Jasmine with Ethereal Pathways. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do another channel collective message and see what comes out for the collective of humanity and see what they need to know for their highest and greatest good at this time. Take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't for somebody else, because I may channel through some signs of confirmation or messages for you, and some may be for others, okay? And it doesn't matter when you're watching this message, however long ago I posted it, I always give the intention that whoever needs to find these messages will find them in divine timing when they need to see them. So there's probably a message in here for you if you were guided to click on this message. So thanks again for joining me. I hope that I can assist you. Please like, comment, subscribe to support the channel. That does assist me in these messages going out to more people that need to get these messages. So you can even hit the share button and hit copy link, and then you don't have to share it. It'll still hit the algorithm and it'll assist in showing these messages in front of more people so that they can get them and get the assistance they need and the messages they need. So thank you so much for all your love and support with my channel, if you are guided to do that. So I'm going to take a moment here to go ahead and start tapping in. I might take, just a few moments of silence. I've already cleansed the space with some Palo Santo and some prayers, and asked the divine to speak through me clear messages from the highest realms, the highest vibrational messages, what you need to know at this time on your healing and ascension journey and spiritual awakening journey. So I'm just going to tap in here and see what comes through. Right away, I'm getting Unikite Jasper. That's actually in my white confirmation deck, and that's been coming out lately. Maybe some of you are being guided to get that stone. Make sure you get it from a reputable place, because there's a lot of fake stones out there, like on Amazon. You just have to be careful, and make sure you get something that's actually authentic. But Unikite Jasper, you may be guided to work with that stone to assist you with your healing journey at this time. By the way, I do know of at least a couple people that I'm associated with that do provide some stones that you could probably reach out to. One of them is Luna Bendita Decor and More, I believe is what it is now. It used to be Luna Bendita Jewelry. You can find her on Facebook. Her name is Joyce. You can find her on Facebook, or she has a website. I think it's LB Decor and More or something like that. But you can look her up on Facebook, and if you need to know what her link is, I can send it to you. I might post it in my pinned comments. We'll see. So I hope I can remember to do that. So if I forget, comment and let me know if you want that. She does stone jewelry. She makes handcrafted stone jewelry, and she can make it, custom pieces if you want. And also Crossroads Meets the Ocean Rose channel on YouTube, Molly over there. She has a website, and I believe she has different packages on her website of different things that she provides for, smudging and, cleansing baths and healing baths and stones, I believe. I think she has stones on there too. So you could check those websites out as well. I might eventually start offering stones here in the future. That's something I feel like I might be guided to do. I'm just, trying to pray for more clarity on that. So we'll see what else comes through. I'm seeing a visual in my mind's eye, my third eye, of a volcano erupting. And again, some of these things I see could be realistic, like maybe you're near that or you're watching that on TV, or it could be figurative, but it could mean different things for different people. Okay, these different signs of things I channel through words and different things. Okay, so use your intuition with these messages. I always say that you use your intuition with these messages. There may be like a figurative meaning, like a hidden meaning, or there may be it may be like a reality, like kind of thing. Maybe you're seeing that. I just heard Mount St. Helens and Yellowstone. Okay. I don't know. Some people are visiting Yellowstone National Park. I heard Hartwell. I heard we are guiding you. And that's your angels and loved ones, passed on loved ones. Like that card came to my mind. We are guiding you. The only one double card that I have in this white confirmation deck and message deck. It's got cardinals on one side. So you may be seeing cardinals. Or this may resonate for you as a sign of confirmation. Maybe you've been feeling your angels and loved ones are guiding you, and it's like, like you just feel them, okay? Just you take it as it resonates. Hartwell Boswell, interesting. Maybe some people find you mysterious because you are very observative and you don't kind of show your cards to people. You may observe people and be very cautious and observe people. And you come across as very mysterious. I don't know why, but I'm getting like Scorpio energy with that. But again, it's just an energy. It doesn't have to be in your birth chart. But like I'm just getting Scorpio energy with that. Like a person that has emotional depth, but doesn't show their cards. They come across as very mysterious. Reliable. What messages do you have for the collective at this time? Signs of confirmation and messages. And I'm going to move to the confirmation cards and other message oracle cards for confirmation and additional messages after this. I'm just channeling the initial messages through. I heard peel back the layers, and what I got with that is the layers of it has to do with the emotions. This has been coming out a lot, like recently. A lot of emotional healing, heart chakra healing. There's some traumas from the past. I feel like with this collective I'm channeling for this message, there's some traumas from the past. You're being asked and guided to go peel back the layers on layer by layer, and healing happens in layers. If you're not aware of that, there's waves of it and there's layers of it. And you may think that you have healed from something, and then you may not have, because there's another layer that comes that needs to come up. And I feel like a lot of you are being guided to do another layer of emotional healing and letting go of some maybe traumas from maybe losing some loved ones from the past or being hurt in your heart space, because causing a lack of trust within yourself to love and receive love, and a lack of trust with others. You're only allowing yourself to go to a certain depth and a certain level with people, and it's blocking you. It's blocking your heart chakra. So, and I feel like there's probably obstacles coming up for people and they're being guided to look at that now, like peel back another layer of that and release the emotions, like cry, journal, go to counseling, try to get it out, cry it out, deal with that. You can only stuff down these emotions so long. This is a very heavy message. The Scorpio energy is a very transformational energy. I have a Venus in Scorpio, and I have looked into my birth chart here recently. That was something I was guided to do because I wanted to understand why I have so many relationships in my life that is just like, there's karmic lessons, of course. Everybody has those, right? With relationships. It doesn't matter what relationship it is, whether it's family, friend, or, lover, romantic. But I felt like there was definitely a pattern there I was guided to look at, and I wanted to know more about myself, like what makes me tick? Like, why do I act a certain way in relationships outside of the trauma I experienced as a child? I was trying to get a different, higher perspective of myself, my inner workings, like why I am the way I am, my personality. And over this past weekend and the weekend before, I was looking more into my birth chart and the different aspects. And you could do that. I think Astroglide, or did I say that? No, there's a website. I didn't mean to see that. Somebody's got that on the brain, I guess. That's that Scorpio energy, because they're very much sensual people. So, anyway, that's embarrassing. So I might edit that out. There's like Astro Cafe or there's like a website. There's a couple websites out there that you can get a free birth chart, and you need to know the city, the exact location where you were born, and the time of birth and your date of birth for that. So, and that's all you need for that. And yes, you can pay certain websites to get a more in-depth analysis of your birth chart. Like it'll give you the birth chart, it'll give you the different aspects, and then it'll explain the different aspects. You can pay for that, like $20, $30, something like that. Different websites. You can hire a master astrologer to get that done. They can walk you through it and explain it. But I just went to the free websites because I wanted to do my own research and dig into it and figure out, I wanted to learn more about astrology, but the main thing was learning about why I am the way I am in certain relationships romantically, and why I struggle with certain things, and just in general in my life. And it was very eye-opening for me. So you may be guided to do that. You may be guided to look at your birth chart, like get your date of birth, time, and exact location of birth, and look that up. And that may give you some insight into, because it'll also tell you what karmic lessons you were here to learn in this life. Your North Node and South Node. Your North Node is your life purpose, what you're here to do and learn or do in this life. And then your South Node is like past life, I think, or karmic lessons, things you need to learn and move past in this life. And so that was very insightful for me. But when I was looking into my birth chart, I also noticed with the Scorpio energy within Venus, it talks about having a lot of emotional depth. And I feel like I'm being guided to share this for somebody that has a lot of emotional depth but isn't showing it. They blocked it. Like they use it as a form of protection. And we're all being asked to kind of peel back the layers and heal these emotional wounds to come into our full life purpose, like more fully, to come into our happiness, to come into evenly reciprocated loving relationships with people. It doesn't matter, if it's romantic or not, but if that's what you want, you're being guided to go peel back another layer is what I'm getting with this emotional, like trauma, emotional loss. I feel like it's loss related to relationships or people in your life. Maybe you lost loved ones and it caused a lot of emotional trauma. It's blocking your heart chakra. It's blocking you from showing your emotions and connecting fully with those emotions because there's fear there. There's fear. And what I was going to get at with, finishing up what I was saying about my Scorpio Venus is in my relationships, I've discovered, and I did an introspection with this. When I read what my birth chart meant with my Scorpio and Venus, I have a very transformational personality and I love to a very deep emotional depth. It's all or nothing with me. And with that, though, it's transformational for me and the other person. So in some way, like I will help assist in transformation with people I come in contact with because of my emotional depth. A lot of people will subconsciously or intuitively pick up on that and they'll come talk to me and tell me emotional things that they don't normally tell anybody. And that's part of that side of me because I have learned how go to those fears. And yes, it's a layer by layer thing. I'm still doing it. We do it our entire lives. We heal our entire lives. But I have done enough depth work, I should say, that a lot of people are now like they're attracted to come to me just naturally out and about. Random people will come up to me and tell me the most interesting things that I was not expecting, and they don't know why. Sometimes I connect with them later and they're like, I don't know why I said that. I never say that stuff like that to people. But that's part of what I'm here to do is help with transformation for people. I'm help assisting people with through their life transitions and then transformation in their life. Like moving from one phase to the next, learning life lessons, healing from them, and moving from one phase to the next. And I've learned that now. Like that's something I've recently learned that I'm good at. That's what, because I've done it. And by experience, being born on a number 8 day, I'm born December 8th. That people born on the 8th day, I've learned in numerology, again, the science of numbers and stuff, that we use our life experiences to assist others. So I'm sharing this for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like there's something there that somebody needed to hear. Maybe that'll help you on your life purpose. Maybe you will resonate with that in some way and that will assist you. But I was just guided to share that about myself. But I was getting that with the peel back the layers. Emotional healing needs to happen. Another layer. And some of you may have felt very blocked in your life, like coming up against obstacle after obstacle, moving forward, even in your finances, your career, due to these blocks. Like you're being guided to go within now and introspect and release another layer of this emotional pain. Go, even if you need to get counseling. I've been learning a lot more about attachment theory with counselors, like different counselors and the different things out there. You can go on YouTube and search that. But it's basically about, mother-father wound, rejection wound, abandonment wounds. And I feel like a lot of this is related to that. Okay, I'm going to say this. A lot of people don't realize this because I've learned this through experience. The abandonment wounds are not always because you were physically abandoned by a parent, like when they were alive. It can also mean because they died and they passed away. And your younger self, your inner child, felt abandoned in a way. Because when I had a past life regression done, that came up. It was a huge abandonment wound from my mother and my father. And I cried out under hypnosis. And I was like, why did you abandon me? Because one died, my father passed away when I was just turning, 20? Right around my birthday. And my mother, I had to create healthy boundaries with her. And I was in my late 20s, early 30s, I think about 30. And soon after she'd passed away, that I blocked her. She passed away and she was very toxic and, needed to do a lot of healing herself. But I did it for my own well-being because it was bringing a lot of emotional turmoil in my life and it was affecting my job. She would call my phone, blow up my phone, leave me voicemail after voicemail after voicemail. I kept telling her, stop doing that. I have to work, I might have to work during the day. She didn't work. So it was very traumatizing for me. It was very emotionally disruptive and it hurt me. And I repeatedly asked her and she repeatedly went past my boundaries. And so I had to block her and I told her I loved her, but I had to do what I had to do. And I found out 5 years later that she had passed away, not maybe 2 or 3 months after that, from some form of cancer. She never went to the doctor. She didn't go to the hospital. She just died at home. And there was a sense of abandonment there. And I didn't know the depth of it until I got hypnosis done. So some of you may be guided to do like a QHHT, past life hypnosis session with a practitioner. You can go to QHHT.com or DoloresCannon.com. Her daughter now runs, Dolores Cannon has passed, but her daughter now took over the business and now runs it. And, will license and train practitioners and her mother's, technique, doing past life regressions. But it's not just regression therapy. It's like goes back to past lives, like other alternate lifetimes where you've received some kind of trauma. And I feel like that South node is really needing to be looked at by some people. And there's patterns, repeating patterns you're having in relationships, and you're probably stumped trying to figure out why you keep repeating these patterns. Why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep having trouble opening up my emotions to people? Things like that. And maybe, romantic partners in the past or present are complaining about that. And they're saying, never tell me how you feel. You don't open up emotionally. If you just feel like there's something there you need to look at, okay, maybe go get some counseling, get assistance with that. But there are some newer counselors out there that are trained in attachment theory, okay, with the abandonment wounds and rejection wounds. Maybe you're guided to reach out specifically to one that specializes in that. It may be online. You may have to do it online, but again, take it however it resonates and use your intuition if you feel guided to do that, okay? But I feel like I needed to say that because there's a block there. There's emotional blocks. And I am hearing you have to learn how to give to receive. So true. And here's the thing, like, and I've dealt with this myself, having walls and learning when it's appropriate to open up to somebody emotionally and when, you need to look for that proof that they're going to meet you at the same depth. Because I'm a very intuitive person. So when I feel a very strong connection to somebody, in the past, I've opened up right away to people emotionally, and then I get hurt, right? Because then it may be too much for them because I'm a very deep emotional person. Like I said, that Scorpio energy. And a lot of people are not comfortable going there. And they weren't comfortable going there that quick. So I had to learn how to rein that in and use my intuition and use my best judgment to learn to discern when it's appropriate to open up to somebody to that depth and when it's not. You need to look for the signs of even reciprocation from that person. And maybe some people are only, able to go to a certain depth, but that will tell you right there they're not in alignment and not able to meet you there. And then it's okay because a lot of people need to do more work on themselves. We're all in a process of working on ourselves on different levels, okay, of healing. And that's throughout our lifetimes. So don't feel bad. So if you're resonating with this, and I'm getting Aries right now too. Aries may be significant. Like maybe somebody is in Aries energy or you have that prominently in your birth chart, like your sun, your moon, your rising sign or ascendant sign, or, your Venus, but Aries may be significant. And of course, Scorpio, because that came up. Again, take it only if it resonates. And some of you don't even know what's in your birth chart because you haven't looked it up. But you have to have your birth certificate to do that, or at least the information from there, because that has your birth time and birth date, all that, and the location of birth. The giving and receiving of love. I feel like some of you, and this came up recently, this came up yesterday, I think, have been overgiving into some relationships, like the wrong relationships, and then not giving to the proper ones. And I think that comes from an imbalance of a wound within. Somebody's triggering a wound within you, one of these rejection or abandonment wounds or self-worth wound, that you haven't learned how to give to yourself and receive that love from yourself. Again, use your intuition with these messages. If this is free, you need to practice that, doing that for yourself first before you can learn how to give properly to the proper people and receive, and then use that discernment. But you're being guided to, I feel like for this message, you're being guided to learn how to give to yourself first consistently in order to learn how to give and receive love from others, like more evenly and reciprocally. So like give yourself time, love, whatever gives you joy. It doesn't matter. Like working on your body, work out, whatever it is, go out in nature, whatever you enjoy doing, golfing, whatever it is, okay? Learn to be consistent with giving to yourself and, choosing yourself first and your own self, your body, mind, and spirit balance. And then when you can do that consistently with not overworking, not giving to others too much, being there for others too much, you know what I mean? Because you're overgiving to people, places, and things, I feel like, in this message. And you're being guided to give to yourself first. You got to see to your own needs first. And then when you learn to balance that consistently, then you can learn how to give and receive love. But you also need to work on looking at these deep emotional traumas and wounds, like abandonment wounds or, rejection wounds, something like that, that's coming up for you. And you might need to get some professional assistance if needed. to work through these deeper layers of that. I feel like there's deeper layers coming up right now for release, for introspection and release. Spirit, what does the collective need to know at this time for their highest and greatest good? Thank you for these messages. I'm picking up on a lot of sacral energy too. I think there might be some sacral blockages tied into this emotional blockage. And that may also tie in with that Scorpio energy, because Scorpio is a very sensual sign. And then they may be having some sacral blockages. That's like, your sensual side. You may also be having some blockages there because of this. So sacral, and a lot of these wounds can affect multiple chakra systems in your body and create blockages. So emotional wounds can affect more than the heart chakra. So there may be some imbalances there, is what I'm getting. Like either it's overactive or it's underactive. Because I feel like there's different people I'm picking up on. So some of them I feel like it's overactive, and there may be some like sensual addictions there that you could be dealing with. But for others, I feel like it's an under, like you're completely blocked the sharing of the sensualness romantically with others due to this blockage. So, and it's an emotional blockage. There's a feeling of unsafety with somebody's triggering it, your emotional wounds are being triggered to look at. That's why our wounds get triggered, is for us to look at and try to heal. That's our body's way of telling us there's something out of balance here you need to look at when we get these blockages. Okay? That's a really deep reading. It's that Scorpio energy. It's so deep. It's not going to be for everybody, I'll tell you that, but it'll be for people that need to hear it. And I always say that. So thank you. Let me know if any of this resonated for you, please. I love to hear those stories. I love to hear when it helps people. Okay, so I'm hearing stationary, and this isn't the paper. This isn't the paper. This is, you're stuck in stationary. Like I feel like in a sense, an emotional sense, you're stuck in stationary. Like you're just standing there, like your emotional side is just stuck. Okay, and you're just stationed in a position and it's stuck. It's not moving. The flow, the energy, the flow of the love is not moving. It's blocked from some wounds, some pains that you need to look at. Okay. Releasing some more, another layer of. Okay. And this is a deep layer. I feel like a very deep layer that's been plaguing you for years. I'm getting. Okay. Probably you're starting to see patterns in your relationships, repeating patterns. And it could just not just be with romantic partners in those relationships, could be with their family members too. The romantic partners, family members. So again, could be patterns there. And maybe you're starting to see that, because it's not just romantic partners that can trigger these wounds. It could be other people in relationships. I just heard calcite. So maybe you're guided to look up the properties of calcite that will assist you, healing properties, relax and rejuvenate. I've been getting this a lot lately. That's a form of self-love, by the way. So you need some R&R. I feel like a lot of you just been giving, like so much lately. They're just overgiven to others, and, maybe overworking and not seeing to your own physical, emotional, and mental needs right now. And you're being guided to see to your own needs. Heal that. Okay. I feel like you're trying to force something to happen that isn't meant to happen right now until you do this healing. That's what I'm getting with this. Okay. And that's why you're getting blocks and obstacles and moving forward in your career and stuff and in relationships, because you're being guided to look at this now, introspect and look and heal this stuff. Let it go. Do another level of release and healing of that. Okay. You need to forgive yourself, love yourself, and, for holding on to it for so long. I feel like somebody's holding on to pain from these losses. You're holding on to these people. And I feel like it's a subconscious thing. You're afraid to let go because you're afraid that you'll lose them forever if you let the memory of this go. But that's actually what's going to heal you. That's what's going to allow you to heal if you release this and move forward. That's going to allow you to move forward in all your areas of your life. It's going to allow you to move forward and give into yourself more healthily and more balanced, and then giving to others and getting that love you desire, getting the evenly reciprocal love that you desire, and being able to give and show up for that person, in a more whole way. You got to do this emotional healing to move forward with that. Sorry, I hit the mic. So anyway, it's a very, very heavy message coming through. Any other signs of confirmation, Spirit? Any other signs of confirmation? I'm going to put on a little lip balm. Sorry. I forgot to do this before my message, and I do this like every day before my messages, every morning. Sometimes I forget it. Signs of confirmation. I'm getting the number 77 or 777, maybe significant. Maybe some of you are seeing these repeating numbers, or these numbers may be significant for you for other reasons, like, specific dates. They're specific for you. So again, take it however resonates, if it does. 44, 42, 20, 22. Or 222. I'm getting nature spirits. Some of you are guided to also connect with nature. That came out again yesterday. I heard nature spirits, or connecting with nature. This could assist you in your healing, I'm getting. Okay. So go out in nature wherever you feel guided to go. It could be by the water, it could be in the woods, wherever you're guided to go. And that solitude, and that'll help you work through, like maybe go out and walk in nature or pray or whatever you're guided to do alone. And that will assist you in working, through some of this stuff. It's a process. So maybe you're guided to do it in a combination of that, as well as reaching out for professional help, like to attachment specialist, counselor, however you're guided to do that. But I feel like nature, will help you with that healing. Okay. And getting alone and introspecting about this stuff. Just getting crying. So I don't know if some of you have been feeling like you want to cry a lot, or maybe you feel blocked from crying, or you've been crying a lot lately, or somebody's crying over you as well. This could be reciprocal, like, for different things for different people. But I'm getting crying is significant right now, like for some people. And it could be, again, tied to you, somebody that's tied to you. I just heard crying. How does that saying go? Crying comes for a night, but healing comes in the morning. And, that's so significant because, the sun represents happiness, your happiness, and being enlightened. And, the sun brightens up everything and brings healing. It brings warmth, and that can be emotional too. Okay. So I think that saying is not just very, you could take it at face value. It's a very figurative thing too. So you could, a lot of this emotional healing needs to happen is crying that needs to come out maybe. And a lot of times after we cry, we get that good cry out, that another layer of that release. You will feel better in the morning, once you have a good night's rest after that, And that's so symbolic, I think, of what needs to happen here, that what this message is saying, because we all want to get to our sun, right? We all want to get to our emotional happiness, our just being happy in our life and feeling free and happy and, things being illuminated to us. And also the path being clear. There's something with this nighttime energy in that saying. It's like the subconscious. I'm getting high priestess energy and the moon. So with this nighttime energy of the crying at night. So it's very figurative in that sense where, you're being asked to go within and introspect and look at these wounds and release another layer of these wounds. Go back and dig a little further back at these losses and how it's affecting you in your current situation, your relationships, and what patterns have you been seeing related to love in all forms. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be romantic, and it could be how you show up for others, how others show up for you. Because if you're not learning to love and release these wounds, to heal another layer of these wounds, chances are you're probably not showing up for people the way that you want to show up for them in an emotional sense, or you're receiving less than what you deserve from others emotionally, okay, in your life. It will show up as within, so without. It will show up. The inner out of balanceness will show up in your outer relationships, is what I'm getting. What you're receiving and what you're not giving, in a sense. So it will show up as imbalances in relationships, and it will also show up in tumultuous relationships. That's how it shows up, the imbalances. So you're being guided to look within. If you're having an imbalance in relationships right now in your life of some sort, you're being guided to go within and heal another layer of this trauma, whatever it is. So this resonates for somebody. I love to hear it if it does, because I feel like it's not just, maybe me. I've been going through a little bit of this too, with looking into my patterns and looking at my birth chart and trying to see why I am the way I am in relationships, and also look at these traumas from my past, the abandonment wounds. And I think a lot of us think, oh no, they didn't abandon me. They're still there in my life. They abandon you in some sort emotionally. They abandon your emotional needs. That's what I'm getting at. It doesn't have to be a physical abandonment. It's an emotional abandonment for this group of people I'm talking to, okay? Your emotional needs were not met in some way, or you felt abandoned and not seen emotionally in some way. You were shut down, something like that, okay? That's what I'm getting very heavy. So I'm guided to move. I know I didn't get a lot of, words of confirmation come out on my paper, but I'm guided to move on to these calls. My goodness, this is getting to be a longer message than oh my gosh, I just split the deck. Bald head may be significant as a sign or synchronicity on the other side. What is that? Peach moonstone. I actually just got some for myself. I was guided to get some. But bald head may be significant for some of you out there. Again, take it if it resonates for you. Leave it for somebody else if it doesn't. Peach moonstone. Emotional healing. Releasing blockages. There's no coincidence I opened up this when I split the deck and looked down. Emotional healing, release blockages, enhances intuition, stimulates creativity and artistic expression. That's also that sacral chakra, okay? Sacral chakra isn't just for sensualness and healing that creation side of you, okay? It's also for expressing your emotions through physical acts of love, sensualness, like kissing on people, loving, nurturing them, okay? That's blocking the sacral too. These emotional blockages are blocking the sacral, okay? Stimulates creativity and artistic expression, soothes anxiety. So if you've been feeling a lot of anxiety lately, this will help you too. Personal empowerment, feminine hormones as well. Like if you're a feminine, it'll assist with that. But masculines, don't let that put you off on this stone. This is a very good healing stone to get, okay? And you could use it with clear quartz like this. Clear quartz is kind of hard to see on here as well. Clear quartz will amplify any kind of stone that you use with it. So if you want to go to a deep emotional depth and releasing these blockages and assisting with that, peach moonstone paired with clear quartz will assist with that, okay? I'm getting more messages. This is how I'm guided lately, is splitting the deck, and I just start getting messages. I have met my match. Maybe you feel like you met somebody already that you feel like is your perfect match. You feel like just you fit like a glove with this person, but there's some blockages going on, okay? Emotional blockages in some way going on in this, and there's triggering back and forth, okay? That means there's an imbalance in one or both of you. You've got an imbalance going on. Blessings are on their way in divine timing. Came out right behind that. So you've got blessings on the way once you do this inner work and another layer of release of this trauma and these emotional blockages. There's going to be blessings coming in, and it could be in all forms. That could be in abundance with financial. That could be in emotional, with, healing this relationship maybe you're in, or a future relationship coming in that's more balanced and that meets you on that new level. Okay. Your ancestors, look at this. What did I say? I said that. Thank you, Spirit. I just signs of confirmation, goosebumps. Thank you. I said that in the beginning. I channeled that. Your guides and your angels and your loved ones are there with you. So we are guiding you. Your past all loved ones that you miss so dearly at this time are there guiding you. Sorry, I'm just picking up on this. This is just really emotional. It's a very emotional message, but I'm just guided to do it. I'm just going to share it. Okay. They're there guiding you. They want you to heal these wounds of missing them. Okay. And they're watching over you, and they're trying to help you heal this. They want you to be happy. They want you to release them in love and light to the divine. Release those wounds. Let them go. Okay. You're holding on to this pain. You need to let that go so that you can heal yourself. You heal your heart so that you can give properly to others, the correct people, and receive love from others the way they want you to heal. They want you to be happy. Okay. You are worthy was right behind that. I can't make this stuff up. You are worthy of this love. You're worthy of letting this go and releasing this pain. I think some of you have been holding on to this for years, okay? You're at a crossroads in your life that was on the other side of the deck. You're trying to make a choice of which path to go, whether it's this relationship, whether it's a career path, or both, okay? You've got some sort of choice you're trying to make right now, and you're at a crossroads. I also feel like for some of you out there, there's somebody at a crossroads. Again, use your intuition, take it how it resonates. There's somebody that's at a crossroads making a decision about moving towards you. That maybe it's from your past, that they want to come back and they want to, make things right and apologize and maybe reconcile and see where things go. Okay. It's free will choice, what you want to do. But I feel like that's also a side message for somebody, that there's somebody at a crossroads. They're being guided to do this healing, this inner healing, to heal so they can come in and in a more healed version so they can give properly to you in a more reciprocal, even way. Okay. I can't make this up. This was on the other side of the deck. I don't feel worthy. This is that unworthiness wound that you're being guided. If this is resonating for you or somebody else associated with you that's in your energy. Again, you could be in separation from this person, but take it however it resonates. You're being guided to heal, or they're being guided to heal this worthiness wound because they haven't felt worthy of real true love, and they're being triggered into looking at these wounds. They're coming up against these emotional blocks, and they're being triggered to look at these wounds of these losing these past loved ones in their life. You got to let them go. You got to let that go and heal another layer of that. Let that emotional stuff go. Release them and those pains to the divine. Give it to the divine. That's what. I'm just like, I'm crying here because I'm sensing this so heavy. There's a lot of you out there hurting, and they want you to be happy. You have to release that pain to God and say, I want to be happy. Can you please help heal my heart? Okay. But you got to do the work too. You got to release those emotions. You've got to get some help to do that. Okay. If you feel guided to. But you can also use these stones. You can go out in nature and pray in a prayer. Ask your angels, ask your guides. Okay. They're there to assist you, but they can't assist you until you ask for help with healing. Archangel Chamuel is wonderful to ask for assistance. He deals with healing hurt hearts and the losses of people, okay? And I'm getting Archangel Azrael as well, okay? So I'm getting, you need to ask these angels for assistance with healing and releasing these blockages, and ask God, however you're guided to do, okay? But I feel like those archangels are coming through for you for a reason. They say, but we need you to ask us. We need you to ask for assistance, and we will step in and assist you with this healing, okay? So, I'm just getting this really heavy. Tiger's Eye, you may be guided to work with Tiger's Eye to assist you with grounding and protection, courage, protection, ward off negativity. Some of you have a lot of negativity in your life right now. It could be very much tied to this emotional blockages that you're not letting go of, okay? That's actually pulling negativity to you. You're allowing attachments to stay on you in your energetic body and in your aura because you're not releasing these pains and these past traumas, okay? You're being asked to let go of another layer of these past traumas so that you can move into the next level of your happiness. Coming into the sun is coming into your happiness. That's your emotional fulfillment, okay? And just fulfillment in your life. Your wish fulfillment, coming into your wish fulfillment, whatever it is, in all areas of your life. You know, it could be love, it could be finances, whatever, okay? But it's mental clarity, ground scattered energy. So if you're feeling very scattered all over the place lately, this is a good grounding stone for grounding that scattered energy, okay? And getting that focus and self-confidence. It's good for self-confidence. If you feel like tied to ancient Egypt, for some of you out there, maybe you feel like you lived a past life and that, this is the stone of Ra. So Tiger's Eye is really good for this stuff, okay? Dragonflies, you may be seeing dragonflies, a sign of synchronicity from spirit. It's the subtle signs. I was hearing that before I started channeling. Right when I sat down, I was hearing subtle signs that spirit gives us in our life, everyday life. We'll see them every day, okay? For a time, but it's not just, this is just a coincidence. That season, right? Dragonflies, that season. They give you signs and synchronicities for a reason. It's the subtle signs in your everyday life that they're giving you, that they're there, they're guiding you. They're saying, we're here if you need help. We are here trying to help heal, but you have to ask for help, okay? You got to be able to ask for that assistance so they can come in and assist you. Dragonfly is transformation. I was getting that scorpionic energy. Scorpio is all about inner depth, emotional depth, and transformation of emotions, especially emotions. But transformation in general. Okay, that's like, what is that? The Scorpio, the death card in tarot represents Scorpio. And I'm getting a lot of that death. It's an ego death, dying into another layer of the old version of you where you were holding on to these past pains. You're being asked to go through a deep transformation emotionally right now. And then it'll affect you in other areas of your life, your finances, love. High Priestess, no coincidence, that was right behind it. What did I say? I said High Priestess energy, the moon and the night. I was getting. This is the sign of confirmation of what I was saying. I was picking up on this. Some of you may be seeing number 2s like 1122 or 222 or 22s. Like everywhere you look, license plates, the clock. You may be seeing a lot of 2s. That's that introspection, okay? Looking at the subconscious patterns, going deep within and trying to figure out what these pains are and releasing them. Highly intuitive, sacred knowledge. That's your subconscious mind as well. It rules the subconscious in the sleep, okay? You may be having nightmares of, I hate to say this, death, okay? Things like that, because death in dreams represents an ego death, okay? There's some kind of part of you that's being asked to die. You're going through an old version of you dying, and that it could be emotional. That could be, in all areas of your life, okay? Just take it how it resonates. But you're going through an ego death, and you're being asked to go within to release another layer of these past pains from trauma, okay? Subconscious mind, divine feminine. Again, it's that healing, that moon energy. I said moon. It's healing that divine feminine side of you. Everybody has masculine and feminine within you, okay? You got to learn how to balance that. And balancing it comes from healing and releasing trauma and pain, okay, from the past and the layers, okay? And showing up for yourself in those ways that you want others to show up for you. You got to do it for yourself first, that self-love. So that's how we work through that, is release, and then we got to show up for ourselves in those ways, in more balanced ways in our life. Okay. Fire sign may be significant. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I was getting Aries. Aries is an energy. Again, it doesn't have to be in your birth chart significantly, but I was getting a lot of Aries energy, and that's action, taking action and drive, your passion. Okay. Courage, war, but like Aries is known the god of war. Enthusiastic, leader. So that's a leadership. Some of you are leaders, okay? You're being guided to move into a leadership position of some sort, or maybe you're already in a leadership position in your career or, in your job or your business, okay? Maybe you own your own business. That's that Emperor energy. I'm getting Emperor energy really heavy right now. So a lot of you own your own business and you're being guided to grow it to a new level. And a lot of these blockages are affecting your career, okay? These emotional blockages, they're not just affecting your love life. It's affecting your career and your finances. So you're being asked to go within and do this another level release. I need you in my life. You are a blessing. Maybe you feel like you need this person in your life, or somebody feels like they need you in their life and they didn't know that they need to work on this stuff in order to come in fully for you correctly. Shift your perspective. You're being asked to shift your perspective. Change the way you're looking at a situation. Maybe the situation of these wounds, maybe you don't think you need to do more healing, but there's more healing that needs to be done there, okay? It could be that. Use your intuition. More shadow work is needed. I can't make this up. This is back to back to back. More shadow work is needed. That's what I've been saying in this message. Journal, introspect, counseling. Okay, for these particular emotional wounds, that's what's holding you back. Gaslighting may have been something that was going on either in this situation or a past situation that may have affected a relationship. Maybe it's this person that you're in separation with. If you resonate as that, again, take it however it resonates. They may have been gaslighting you, okay? Black hair may be significant. And again, I've said this before. I feel like I need to say this again. Even if you don't have black hair now and you're bald, maybe you have black hair when you're younger, okay? That could be significant, okay? Or somebody you're associated with or this person you're in separation from could have black hair, okay? Take it however it resonates. I can't make it up, okay? The stuff. Woo, look at this. Archangel Uriel is also trying to assist you with a divine illumination, showing you where you need to work on these inner wounds, okay? That's divine illumination, wisdom, truth, and enlightenment, prophecy. Some of you, I feel like you have prophetic dreams or you have like what you speak comes to pass. Okay. Maybe you feel like you have some kind of gift of prophecy. Pyrite, you may be guided to work with pyrite. I'm going to wrap this up in just a minute, okay? You may be guided to work with pyrite. Solar plexus chakra attracts prosperity and financial success. That's what I was saying. I feel like a lot of you, this emotional wound is tied to your finances. So if you've been feeling blocked in your finances moving forward, like obstacle after obstacles happening, and nothing seems to be working, that's because you're being guided to go in and do another level release of these traumas, emotional traumas and wounds, okay? Attracts prosperity, financial success, deflects negative environmental pollutants and emotional attacks. Emotional attacks, okay? So maybe guided to work with pyrite. Emperor was right behind that. And the devil. Look, I can't make this up. Multiple messages here. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Emperor, this is what I was picking up on, that Aries energy. You don't have to have Aries prominently in your chart. It's the energy, okay? But if it does, great. Take it if it resonates. Aries energy is the Emperor energy, okay? You're taking charge of your life. You're trying to, at least. And maybe the next level of you doing that, of coming into your full level eyes, I'm getting like, okay, some of you have been in like more of an Emperor in reverse energy I'm getting. And because of these emotional wounds, you've been a little bit controlling and domineering and stubborn and not wanting to change. There's a lot of fixed sign energy, Leo, Gemini, things like that coming up, okay? So if you resonate as a fixed sign, you can look that up if you're not sure what fixed signs are, but those two are one of them. That's coming up, okay? So if you resonate with this message, you may be a fixed sign and you're being asked to, okay, look at that. That's a side of you that's not being in alignment, okay? And it's because of these emotional wounds that's preventing you from being in in upright, okay? Being more in, that's order, stability. You have like structure and order in your life. There's less chaos. So if you have a lot of chaos going on in your life right now, like a lot of just craziness happening, as within, so without, that means your inner world has chaos that you're not looking at. When you fix the chaos and you do another level of release and healing, and these other things will come into alignment, your outer world will reflect that eventually. It's like as within, so without. So it may not be right away. It may be a process of a few months or weeks, okay? But as long as you do that inner work you're being guided to do, that will eventually stabilize and it'll be less chaotic. Authority, structure, fatherly protection. Some of you may want to be a father or are father figures or have children. Strategic thinking, leadership, and discipline to establish firm foundations. Some of you want to establish a foundation, a relationship in your life. But also that devil energy is what's preventing you from doing that right now. You're coming up against these obstacles because you got to let go of this devil energy. And that is emotional wounds. If you're holding on to these emotional wounds and not dealing with them head on, that's your fears. Face your fears. And that includes emotional fears within you and letting this stuff go, letting these people go. Okay. That you've lost from passed on loved ones. Okay. So I'm being guided to wrap this up right here. I hope this assisted you in some way. I'm going to try to pull a couple of, let's see what other cards come out. Spirit, which one? Angel numbers, angel cards. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle this real quick. A couple times, 2 times. And again, number 2. Okay. It's a very heavy message today. Oops, sorry, guys. But that resonated. I just got to say it how it comes out. I got to say it how it comes out. I just got goosebumps too. So thank you, Spirit. Sign confirmation. I'm doing the right thing. All right, Spirit, what signs of confirmation do you have out of the Angel Oracle number deck? Okay. Clarity, 543. Now, you may not be seeing that number, but this is a message for you. Okay. Clarity, trust yourself in the universe to make the necessary changes to achieve your goals. Soon you'll gain clarity about your life's purpose. Woo, wow. That's a deep message right there. I just got goosebumps. So some of you, this emotional block is holding you back from learning what your life purpose is. I just got goosebumps again all over my body. So that's a sign of confirmation from Spirit that was spot on. Okay. Some of you needed to hear that. If you've been asking, what is my purpose here in this life? I feel lost. Everything's chaos. Everything's falling apart. You're being guided to do this inner work and release these emotional blockages so that you can find what your life purpose is. That clarity will be given once you do this release. Once you do this work, okay? You'll get the clarity is what I'm getting with that. One more. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I hope this really helps some people out there. And that's why I post them. I want to help heal people. Abundance is tied to this emotional. Look at that. 888. I dig abundance is tied to this healing that you need to do, okay? So financial abundance and success are on the horizon. Stay focused and disciplined. Again, that could be with doing this inner healing, okay? I hope this helped you out there. Please let me know if it did. Please like, comment, subscribe. And I really want to hear if it did resonate and help you in some way, because that's why I do these. Thank you so much. And I'll leave you in love and light. Take care.